Watching today, Pope Francis addressing Congress.
Your one responsibility as members of Congress is to enable this country by your legislative activity to grow as a nation. You are the face of its people. They are representatives.
And a strong message to lawmakers today.
He called on them to help the middle class and the poor. He is the first pope to address a joint session of Congress. The pope focused on topics familiar to lawmakers, talking climate change, religious extremism, and the death penalty. He called for greater understanding of those who come to the U.S. looking for a better life.
We must not be taken aback by the numbers, but rather view them as persons, seeing their faces and listening to their stories.
After the speech, the Pope appeared on the Capitol balcony to bless a very large crowd gathered outside. He will speak to the United Nations tomorrow.
As Pope Francis made his historic speech, every student at St. Joseph High School in South Bend took a break from class to watch. WSBT-22's Patrick Roth is here now. And Patrick, this was a chance for these students to witness a little bit of history.
Yeah, Rick, they joined millions of people across the country and around the world. And the principal of St. Joseph said that this was a chance for students to witness their faith in action. But for the students there, the big takeaway was the message from this Pope.
And as justly as
Pope Francis's address to Congress was one of those rare moments where millions of people could watch history unfold before their eyes. And the significance of that moment wasn't lost on anyone here at St. Joseph High School.
I really like the Pope's speech quite a bit. I think it set the tone of his papacy and what he has to offer us as not just the United States, but the world community.
I thought what he said was really, really empowering. He focused very, very heavily on the importance of every single person and every single walk of life and how much value there is to human life in general.
While there's an expectation that students at a Catholic school in particular would pay attention to the Pope's message, it's not always the case. But there is something different about this Pope.
I find the Pope to really, really apply to my life. I mean, before with Benedict XVI, he was just, Pope Benedict XVI. I didn't really hear much about him. But to me, especially with Pope Francis, just the ideas that he's introduced are really personable to me.
I think it makes it easier, and I'm thankful to God for that ease with which the students are discussing things, because he's much more engaging. They appreciate his level of intellectual ability and his science background and his theology background.
Now, today was about more than just watching the Pope's address. When he was finished speaking, the classes had a pretty lively group discussion about the speech and, more importantly, what exactly that speech meant to each of them.
And hearing from those students today, it's pretty clear that the Pope has a way of kind of connecting with younger people.
Yeah, Rick, you have to remember, it's been a long time since there's been a Pope like this. These kids and people in their up to their late 20s were alive and can remember John Paul II, but that was towards the end of his papacy when he was very sick and very frail. And like you heard, Pope Benedict XVI, he had a similar message, but for some reason he just wasn't as relatable to people.
Yeah, well, he certainly is. Patrick, thank you. The next stop on the